focus on this lecture as a student. Okay, so it's your choice. You want to consider yourself as a researcher or as a some business owner in future, right? Future researcher or future entrepreneurs, right? So today we are going to discuss about or talk about tourism products, sustainable practices, and basics of tourism research. Does this topic is quite heavy for you, or can you understand it? Tourism product, sustainable practices. This is one. So this lecture is going to talk about tourism products which are sustainable, right? So before going ahead, it is important to understand what is a tourism, what is tourism product, what is product, what is the concept of this sustainability, sustainable, right? And then practices, you know already, whatever it is, practices there, right? So tourism, I want to go for this definition or some understanding from the bachelor. Takmachik. What is your name? I'm sorry. The girl from Aryan family. Yes. Stenjinangmo. बताओ टूरिज्म से क्या समझते हैं आप? टूरिज्म जब बोलता है कोई तो क्या समझते हैं उससे? Keep your pen, copy, pencil aside. Don't write anything. है ना? I'm sure by the end of this lecture you will be super clear about this concept, and ask your buddy either on right or left. If you are going to forget this concept, ask him or her to tell me that concept. Okay, so it's a mutual responsibility of each other to study the whole concept. Okay, please, tourism. What is your understanding about tourism? जब हम tourism word use करते हैं तो उसका क्या मतलब है? ये जो सेंट्रल चेयर है इसको हटा दो और एक वहां भी आ दो. ठीक है, सेंट्रल चेयर को हटा के वहां भी आ सकते हैं आप. ठीक है, always regard this central chair. Okay, don't use this chair to sit. Just you can come to the center. Done. You will build your confidence slowly. This whole Gyan workshop is not for feeding you with knowledge. It is about more wider concept. How to stimulate your research bent of mind. How to develop entrepreneurship. How to develop Ladakh as a spiritual tourism destinations, right? Spiritual tourism destinations as well as a wellness tourism destination, right? So we were talking about tourism. Anyone voluntarily want to answer this question? What is your understanding about tourism? Okay. Okay. Okay, great. For example, today I am from Ladakh and I am traveling to Nimu. Just going there to have some local dishes like momos or thukpa. Then would you call me as a tourist? Why? Great, smart. Clapping for her. Amazing. There is a time frame. If X by Z person is traveling for more than 24 hours and less than 1 year, 365 days, right? This is the tenure for a tourist. But if someone just left the home and he or she is not coming back to home, then you will call him or her as a traveler. This is the key difference between the tourist and the traveler. Then there is another concept, is excursionist. Excursionist. So what is who is an excursionist? Nahi badana. A person who is exploring the destinations and coming back to the origin within 24 hours. Clear? So now we will have a look at this tourism definition. Tourism is a social phenomena. Why it is social phenomena? Because, for example, you are traveling from Ladakh to Kanyakumari, right? Or from Ladakh to Himachal, or from Ladakh to Bhutan for a religious tour, right? Then during this journey you will meet with, for example, you started your journey from Leh, then you will board the plane or you will hire a taxi, then you are meeting with that taxi driver, or that air hostess is smiling at your face, smiling in front of you, right? So you are interacting with a human society. Maybe before that check-in security person is there, that is also human being, right? You are interacting with a society. After landed into Delhi, that a person is coming to carry your luggage, right? On the luggage belt, you are collecting your stuff. Maybe at that time you are interacting. Okay, I didn't get my luggage yet. You are interacting with humans. That's why it is social phenomena. Then you are going to stay. For example, you got your next flight to Thimphu. Thimphu is in Bhutan. Good. It's a capital also, and a international airport of that country is there, right? After landing in Thimphu, that local guide came to receive you, right? Then you will interact with that person. Then maybe you are going to that Gompa monastery, right? You are interacting with that monk or some head of that monastery, right? So you are interacting with so many of people. Maybe you are going to some restaurant, you are having food, you are interacting with that waiter, that owner. So tourism is the social phenomena where you travel with a motive, right? You travel with a motive, and the motive of your traveling define the type of a tourism. For example, your motive is to explore the religion, then it is a religious tourism. If you are traveling with the purpose to explore the culture, then it is a cultural tourism. If you are traveling with the purpose to stargazing, to see the cosmic activities, then it is astrotourism. There are numerous, and all those things are defined on the basis of your motive. For example, you are traveling from Leh to Delhi with a motive to go for some shopping, then it is a shopping based tourism. Clear? And but if you are, for example, all of you are now, you are a business person, or you are some researcher. For example, you are going to attend some conference, right? Then it is a part of which tourism? Then it is a part of which tourism? MICE. MICE. Meeting, incentive, conference, and exhibitions. Right? There is a specific, and it is a growing. So tourism concept clear? Then product. For example, you are selling an village exploration tour, right? Now people will come from different places. Then you are supposed to be ready with the 5 A's: accessibility to the place, within the place, attractions, what are the different attractions you are going to offer to that client, amenities, then what others are, I forgot. What other two? Accommodation, great. Accessibility we discussed. Activities, accommodation and activity. So this is a whole combo. In combined makes the tourism product. Now come to the point of a sustainable. When we talk about a sustainable, it means it is talking about 3 things. Saida, which are those 3 things? Sustainable development. When we are talking about sustainable things, reuse, that is part of environment, economy, and social culture. So sustainability concept says any project which is socially acceptable, economically viable, and environment friendly to that practice, to that business, to that entrepreneurship practice, you will call sustainable. क्लियर? अब इसका और एग्जांपल लेते हैं हम. हमारे यहाँ पे जैसे ही स्नोफॉल मेल्ट होता है, विंटर्स हटता है, समर आने शुरू होता है, तो उस टाइम के बीच में क्या करते हैं हम? हमारे जो पेड़ हैं, जैसे कौन कौन से पेड़ है? पॉपुलर का पेड़ है, पॉपुलर बोलते हैं बिलो ट्री, उसके हम ब्रांचेस को काट देते हैं. क्यों ब्रांचेस को काट लेते हैं? वी यूज दैट फॉर वुड्स, फॉर द हाउस, और टू बिल्ड सम अदर आर्टिफैक्ट्स, सॉरी हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स, right? Basket and all these things, right? So with the passage of time, when the water will flow, the more summer is coming, water level is growing, glaciers are melting, the new branches will come, right? And next year you will again cut those branches, or maybe by the next years, right? Why are you not cutting that tree from the trunk? नेक्स्ट ईयर क्या काटोगे फिर? अगर आपने तने से काट दिया उसको, तो नेक्स्ट ईयर क्या काटोगे फिर? So that is a sustainable practice. अगर आप उसकी सिर्फ ब्रांचेस काटोगे, तो you can you can cut those branches next year also for your house use, for your burning woods and all these things. पर अगर पेड़ से काट दिया तो फिर क्या करेंगे? और हम क्या कर रहे हैं? पेड़ से, है ना? तो पेड़ सॉरी तने से काट देना, that is not a sustainable practice, but you are just cutting the branches and keeping it for next year also. You are using in the house use for roof making, other purposes, right? So that is a sustainable practice. Clear? पुराने जमाने में क्या होता था, हर जगह हमारे उधर भी प्लास्टिक का लिफाफा होता था ना, एक टाटा सॉल्ट का एक पैकेट रहता था, ठीक है? तो जब उसको टाटा सॉल्ट के नमक को निकाल के हम जार में डाल देंगे, और जो पैकेट रहता था उसमें क्या करते थे, पैसे रखते थे या कोई ऐसी चीज डालते थे जो भीगे ना, तो दैट वाज सस्टेनेबल. और आज की डेट में क्या करते हैं, वी आर थ्रोइंग, है ना? एंड प्लास्टिक यूज बढ़ भी बहुत गया है. आप अभी भी गांव में जाओगे तो प्लास्टिक बोतल्स को रीयूज करते हैं लोग, पानी के लिए, तेल के लिए, कुछ और चीजें कंटेन करने के लिए फेंकते नहीं. हमारे गांव में ये प्रैक्टिस है, ठीक है? सो दोस थिंग्स आर सस्टेनेबल प्रैक्टिस. ठीक है जी. अब हम वापस आते हैं सस्टेनेबल प्रैक्टिस. क्लियर? बेसिक्स ऑफ टूरिज्म रिसर्च. जब हम बेसिक्स की बात करते हैं तो इसमें हम ये डिस्कस करेंगे कि रिसर्च क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है, रिसर्च के क्या फायदे हैं, क्या रिसर्च हुई है, क्यों रिसर्च करनी चाहिए. ठीक है? सिंपल फंडा. ज्यादा वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट सम रिजल्ट्स और सम अदर थिंग्स. बेसिक. हर इंसान अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ में जो है वो रिसर्च करता है. हमने कल डिस्कस किया था, यू आर गोइंग टू बाय अ शॉल, राइट? तो आप देखते हैं कि यहां चेक करेंगे, उसका थ्रेड चेक करेंगे, प्राइस चेक करेंगे, सब ये दिस इज ऑल रिसर्च. ठीक है? या घर में कोई मम्मी सामान छुपा देते हैं, this is of your importance, then you use all your logics, all your arguments कि कहां हो सकता है, right? ठीक है? that is also research at as a basic level. Clear? I need that remote. करो, next करो. Okay, so these are the topics we are going to discuss about tourism product and sustainable practice. Tourism products, tourism products development, interlinkage among wellness tourism and spiritual tourism, technology, how technology is going to help into spiritual tourism, wellness tourism, and how it is going to help us into the development of a destination, right? Then basics of tourism research, multidisciplinary research and tourism, right? In NEP. NEP means National Education Policy 2020. Next. So tourism product. What is a, we have discussed yesterday also in some concept. But tourism product is a, basically it is a amalgamation. It is a combination of different products, different services, right? Generally we consider it as a 5 A's. Anything which is comprises of 5 A's, we will call it as a tourism product. It will be different for the different destination. Okay ji. If you want to travel to Ladakh, if you are traveling to Ladakh, you will get adventure tourism as a major product, right? For example, other destination, can you call it, okay, I'm going to Tiger Monastery, it is adventurous tourism product for me? No, we will call it as a cultural or a religious or some others. It can be cultural, religious or spiritual practice. Clear? Right? To going to a bar or nightlife exploration, you cannot call it as a spiritual tourism. Okay? For spiritual tourism, you are supposed to visit those places which has that aura. Monasteries, temples, yoga destinations, meditations. Rishikesh is the spiritual capitals of the world. Yoga capital of the world. Varanasi is known for spirituality. When you see those burning bodies, then you feel what a human being is. Right? And the places like Ladakh are completely exotic and best place for the wellness tourism practice. We have Sawarikpa, we have Amchi, right? Amchi, which tells you about the different herbs, right? Which can give you even enlightenments, the knowledge of the different. There is a herbal trail. We will come across that also. Herbal trail is also, and the local people. These Amchi people, they are guiding the tourists to go through those trails, and they are giving the information regarding those different herbs. In the morning, when I was coming with the professor and to this place, she was then we were discussed like Ladakh is such a unique place that every village can have its own branding. it can have their own products. They have their own trail, they have their own products, right? So how our students are going to market those products? You guys are living here only, na? That's why you don't know the importance of this place. ठीक है? This place is 100%, it has 100% pure air, 100% pure organic food. People are considering organic products in cities as a luxury, but in villages, you don't consider it as, you are running after pizza and all these things. But this, in villages, we are having 100% organic food all the times. ठीक है? So tourism, no, back please. So tourism product is clear. It is amalgamation. It is a component. It's a composition of different things. For example, you are traveling from Leh to Shillong. Where is Shillong? Meghalaya, and it is also known as a Scotland of East because of its cherry blossom festivals. For example, you are traveling from Leh to Shillong for cherry blossom festival. So all those components which are facilitating your travel is making tourism product, right? Come next. In context of Ladakh, spiritual exploration can be a tourism product. Visiting Santi Stupa and Leh Palace can be a tourism product, right? What is this? Wildlife photographer. Wildlife photography can be a one product, right? Someone XYZ person is traveling from Mumbai to Leh for wild photography. What does he needs? For example, he is coming to this place for 10 days. What does he needs? What does he needs? उधर नहीं बोलेगा कोई भी. Accommodation, amenities. No, you answer as per your own understanding. Accommodation, attractive. For him, attraction is a wildlife. और 3 में हो जाएगा. मैं आपको सिर्फ 3 चीजों के साथ अंडमान भेज दूं. Accommodation, कि आपका accommodation बुक है, आपके लिए attraction वहां पे बुक है, और amenities बुक है. Can you reach at that place? What else you need? और बताओ. ट्रांसपोर्टेशन. और हमने यही बात किया ना कि अगर हम यहां से लेह से अगर शिलोंग जा रहे हैं तो जो भी चीजें हैं, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन है, एकोमोडेशन है, फूड है, कल्चर है, फोटोग्राफी है, कैमरा है, फोन है. फोन इज ऑल्सो असिस्टिंग यू टू बी एंजॉय द टूरिज्म प्रोडक्ट. क्लियर? आपके जो वेदर एप्स हैं, दे आर ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ दैट प्रोडक्ट. क्लियर? ठीक है? सो दिस इज अ बिच चादर. कहां होता है ये? जांसकर. क्या? नजमा, जांसकर रिवर. जांसकर इज अ होल रीजन. जांसकर रिवर, ये ट्रैक कहां पे होता है? जांसकर रिवर पे. कब होता है? जुलाई और अगस्त में. विंटर्स में. कब? कौन से सीजन में? जनवरी. ठीक है जी. नो, दिसंबर में नहीं होता. जनवरी. प्रोबेबली इन द मंथ ऑफ फेब. Probably in the month of Feb. Okay, so back please. Cycling tour. High altitude cycling is good for the sports person, those who are into football, those who are into runnings. One of the girls, she said, like badminton, high altitude badminton is really very good practice for the sports person. Ladakh provides high altitude training opportunities to the world marathon runners. आपको पता नहीं है ना, लद्दाख में there are so many foreigners who, or even others are Indian also, sports person who come to this place to enhance their stamina. High altitude running के लिए आते हैं वो लोग. Cyclist, world cyclist, they come to this place for the practice. ठीक है? Ladakh is a highly important place, but you don't know. You consider it as a rugged mountains and old monasteries. A person who is from Saudi Arabia, tell him this, show him this monastery, then he will come to know what is the importance of that monastery. Even people are seeking to have pin drop silent Sleepcation is a new tourism product now. Sleepcation is a new tourism product. People are traveling to sleep well, noiseless sleeping. और आप तो बोलते होंगे क्या यहाँ हल्ला गुल्ला ही नहीं कुछ भी. लोग जो शहरों में रहते हैं उनसे पूछो. ठीक है जी. यहाँ से यहाँ आपके नींबू तो कहाँ ये like visibility is very low. Visibility is really very low, and you can see along. So you must realize what is the importance of this place. Okay, how elite, luxurious, authentic product you can develop in Ladakh. Yesterday we were talking about cycling, we were talking about photography, we were talking about astrotourism, we were talking about the authentic food. हम क्यों नहीं सोचते हैं? We all want to go to cities. Cities की पढ़ाई you can catch it through online. ठीक है? Right from now, if you want to go into research, decide it. If you want to go into tourism industry, decide it and start your own. There is only one women-based travel company, and I can see majority of the participants are girls. Now, you are the leaders. You can do the wonders in this field. Okay, so this is clear. Spiritual tourism and wellness tourism is lacking. I will show you the example. Even the famous hotels of Ladakh, Dragons, and there is another Jen. Even they are not providing this wellness or spiritual practices. आप एक टूरिस्ट को अपने घर में आप बोलते होंगे कि मेरे घर में तो क्या है, मेरे घर में मतलब मेरे गांव में क्या है, we are living in a local home and all these things, right? But people are seeking to touch those things. उन्होंने देखा नहीं है, authentic life देखी नहीं है, right? So you can develop your own village as a tourism destination. Last year I went to Marka, and before Marka there is one village that I met a girl over there who is running the homestay, and she is a nurse. She studied nursing and now she is staying there. Now she run that homestay as a wellness center with the local practices. Amchi, right? Am I right? Amchi herbs and all these things. अब बताओ, और हम क्या बोलते हैं? We want that medicine from the market. This is very important to realize the importance of this. Please next. Okay, so you are familiar with this types of tourism products: residents oriented tourism products, tourist oriented tourism products, and BTEs, background tourism elements. So resident oriented products are anyone voluntarily? All those products which are specifically developed at a destination for the local residents, but they are used by tourists also. For example, hospital. What is the name? S&M hospital is not. It was not constructed for. It was not constructed for tourists. It was for the local people. But I think today more tourists are using that. Clear? So such kind of products which are your public areas, public parks, they are developed for the local peoples. But tourists are also going using tourist oriented products. Hotel, resorts, travel agencies, right? All these are the tourist oriented products. But you are also using that. Specifically, it was designed for any other example other than this, which is specifically designed for tourist. Any tourism product. बताओ. Okay. बताओ. शुरू करो. जल्दी करो. Any tourism product. अच्छा पहले तो इधर है. Any tourism product. Any tourism product which is specifically designed for tourist. Resort. एजेंसी. कौन सी एजेंसी? मोटर एजेंसी, कार एजेंसी, हाँ, बाइक एजेंसी. नेक्स्ट. होटल. नेक्स्ट. टूर पैकेज. नेक्स्ट. होटल. नेक्स्ट. Saida, she has her own shikara. Three shikara. हाउस बोट्स इन श्रीनगर, शी इज अ वेरी पॉश लेडी. नेक्स्ट, यहाँ पे टूरिज्म नहीं पढ़ाती हमें. नजुमा, होम स्टे. नेक्स्ट, गेस्ट हाउस. व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन होम स्टे एंड गेस्ट हाउस? चलो यही बता दो. Okay, you study about it and you will talk about it tomorrow in the next session. Next, camping. Jofel, great. Next, ETV, right? और ETV का full form पता है क्या? It's ATV or ETV. Great. Next, rafting, trekking, homestay. Next, huh? Design, art, architecture. Amazing. Museum, historic. Next, बोलो बोलो बोलो. Anything which is specifically designed for tourists in a day. Until and unless you are not going to answer, we are not going to ahead, and it will increase. This time will go ahead. Homestay. और नया कुछ नहीं है यहाँ पे. Next, restaurant, museum, resort. बोलो. Architecture, hotel, camping. The key difference between hotel, homestay and resort is in resort you get very personalized services and you stay in a resort for the longer time periods. Just merely assigning a property and name resort doesn't mean resort. Okay, you must think about the concept. Winter resorts are there, which are sports resorts are there, right? Beach resorts are there. And resorts are the places which are for the longer stay. Okay, with more facilities. You will get foreign exchange services, you will get medical services, you will get in-house laundry, like vast services you will provide. There will be facilities, sports facilities for the kids also. Like for example, family centric. This is a family centric. Resort is a family centric place. Okay, hotels now differentiated. Easily, it is not a. You will. These personalized services are less in a hotel, right? Now, homestay. Homestay is a kind of accommodation facilities for the tourist in the rural environment. Okay, great. So next, go ahead. Resident oriented products, background tourism elements. For example, this landscape of Ladakh, right? The beauty of architecture, the environment, even the behavior of the people is also BTEs. It is a part of BT, background tourism. Whatever which enhance this product. Okay, beautify. सैलेड काटते हैं उसमें फिर ऊपर से थोड़ा वो लगाते हैं, डेकोरेट करते हैं उसको. वही सैलेड आप यहाँ पे रखो तो अलग लुक आएगा. उसी सैलेड को फोटो आप बाहर ले जाओ, उसको प्लेटरेट में देखे, इट विल एनहांस दैट ब्यूटी. ओके, सो दीज आर द बैकग्राउंड टूरिज्म एलिमेंट्स. क्लियर? प्लीजेंट वेदर, इट इज अ BTE. नेक्स्ट, tourism product development. There are different criteria to develop a tourism product, right? It depends, it varies from places to places, right? For example, the nature of Ladakh is toward the adventure tourism development, toward the spiritual tourism development, right? And moreover, Geoffrey, you had a research last year and you found that young people are traveling to this place more. So there is a next slide, very important. So this is back please. So tourism product development means bringing new and innovative product experiences, right, and services to the market for tourists to buy, right? This is tourism product development. Other than like new products, how are you going to launch the new products to the potential tourist, right? Galson is not there, so he did a very great research. Next year, so these are the key components you are supposed to have in your mind when you are thinking of development of a tourism product. Very first is the need of the tourist. For example, you developed a desert safari component here and you are launching that product in Saudi Arabia to the people of Saudi Arabia. Is it going to happen? Are they going to get attracted for that product? बताओ. You innovated a product. You innovated a product which is based on a safari tourism, desert safari tourism, right? And you are launching that product in the geographical regions that is known as Saudi Arabia or some others Middle East country which has already lots of desert, right? So are you going to attract them to your place? One more example. You have developed an AC, right? And you are going to sell that AC to the people of a mountainous region. For example, Ladakh. For example, now he got it. Padar. For example, to the Laol Spiti. For example, to the Sikkim. For Tawang regions. So Ladakh, and you are selling them slow tourism packages. You are selling them slow tour packages. Like, is it proportional to their? No, they don't want to live slow. They want adventures. You cannot young generation. You cannot sell them religious packages to some ceremony attendance, right? It is a less probability is a less. So आपने क्या सेल करना, क्या डेवलप करना है, वो किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा? नीड ऑफ द पोटेंशियल मार्केट. क्लियर? तो ये है जो चीजें आपने ध्यान में. टारगेट मार्केट क्या थी आपकी? गलत थी आपकी. आपने एसी डेवलप किया और यू आर सेलिंग दैट एसी टू द पीपल ऑफ लद्दाख. तो योर टारगेट मार्केट सिलेक्शन इज रॉन्ग. Instead of this, you are supposed to sell that product in a एसी. आप कौन से रीजन में सेल करोगे तो ज्यादा बिकने के चांसेस हैं? बताओ. बताओ कहां सेल करोगे आप एसी तो उसके बिकने के चांसेस ज्यादा हैं? बैचलर बताओ, आपके पास एसी है, एयर कंडीशनर जो ठंडी हवा देता है, आप उस प्रोडक्ट को कहां सेल करोगे तो उसके बिकने की चांसेस जो है वो ज्यादा है? जहां ज्यादा गर्मी होगा. सिंपल. So for example, you are developing adventure tour product, tourism product in Ladakh. You are supposed to sell that package to the people who are above 60. Right? 60 साल के बंदे को आप एडवेंचर टूर पैकेज पे लेके जा सकते हो? बाइकिंग, ट्रैकिंग, रिवर राफ्टिंग करेगा कोई इंसान? बताओ आप. प्रोबेबिलिटी इज लेस. सीधा हाथ जोड़ रही, कहां से मिल गया ये? और देखो, है ना? तो स्पिरिचुअल टूरिज्म, religious tourism, slow tourism, kind of tourism products which are supposed to sell to the elder people, and the term is known as a grey tourism. Okay, because their ears they hair get white. That's why. Clear? तो टोपी किसको पहनानी है? जिसको जरूरत है. ठीक है? क्लियर? यस सर. आप इंस्टाग्राम पे वो करते होंगे, बहुत सारे आपने कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट के लाइक कर रहे होंगे, बहुत सारे कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट के आपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फॉलो कर रखे होंगे, अच्छे न्यूज़पेपर आपने फॉलो कर रखे होंगे इंस्टाग्राम पे, है ना? तो बहुत सारी फीड वही आती है क्योंकि यू हैव लाइक दैट. तो जो पोटेंशियल जो सेलर है वो एक पोटेंशियल क्लाइंट के पास पहुंच रहा है. क्लियर? करंट मार्केट ट्रेंड्स. आज की डेट में क्या चल रहा है? आप if you are going to talk anyone, I need peace, है ना? People are so much into peace. I need peace. I need good mental health. I want to explore. हाँ जी. ठीक है? I want to explore. I want to explore the whole world. This kind of temperament is there. In addition to that, people are becoming more into exploring new things like astrotourism, digital nomads. You might have heard digital nomads. People don't want to stay at home and work, in office and work. They want to travel. They want to travel and they want to work. The concept is a nomadic travelers, right? Because those people who can work from home, they are just traveling and they are working. They are traveling and they are working. Okay, for example, financial services, for example, teaching, for example, consultation based services, right? For example, marketing. For example, you are a web developer. You don't need to sit in an office. You just need laptop and you can work from anywhere. So these are the trends which are growing. Workation, staycation, sleepcation, right? Organic food. These are the trends. Wellness, soul purification. This is the trend of the market. In addition to this, when we are talking about the in context of data, then we see, okay, in 2020 there was less number of tourists in Ladakh, then it has started growing. Now data can also give you beautiful informations, right? Okay, so in context of Ladakh, it was around 525 to 5.25 lakh tourists visited Ladakh in 2023, right? 23, yes. Very less number of tourists are there. Around 30 some thousands are the foreign tourists. So you can analyze, okay, this much number of foreign tourists are traveling to my place, right? I want to develop a product which is going to cater the foreign tourist, right? In among these foreign tourists, you can also divide either to Japanese, either to Thais, French, German, to whom you want to cater. Right, so this is the market trends. It shows it can be in the type of tourism. What kind of tourism is in a demand, in context of what does data is saying. So demand and data must match also. For example, this job fair, he did a research last year and he found it people are more into staying into homestays. So it's better to develop a product which is homestay based, right? Authentic cultural experience. So you are supposed to develop a product. And you are supposed to develop a product at par with that. More examples, women solo travelers are increasing. There is a concept DINK, DINK, double income, no kids. That trend is going. People get married and they don't want to have kids because they want to travel. So what kind of special services you have to attract those target market? क्लियर? समझ रहे हैं आप लोग? क्या समझ अब तक? कैसे मार्केट का ट्रेंड जो वो चेंज हो रहा है? नेक्स्ट प्लीज. No, next. So traveler type, we talked about solo travelers. We talked about DINK concept. We consider grey tourism. We talked about his research, and he's saying like young tourists are traveling more to the this Ladakh. So accordingly, you are supposed to develop the tourism products. Clear? Health, some spiritual components, wellness components, right? Motivations, what are their motivations? Few people can travel. Actually, the type of tourism is a motivation, right? He is traveling to explore the food, then it is gastronomical tourism. He or she is traveling with a purpose for astrophotography, then it is astrotourism, right? And values, what kind of values? There's this potential market have, right? They are honest. What kind of values? Like society wise, religion wise also varies different varies of a person, right? It can be in context of what kind of values you are giving to the tourist, right? It can be through the product innovation, it can be through the teachings also. Clear? Next. So this is all we talked about. Need of the tourist. Age is also one of the. Hello sir, please come. Okay. अटेंड करूंगा बाद में. Okay. Thank you. Regards, sir. Okay. So need of the tourists are there. We talked about TGR, tourist generating region, right? Tourist generating. We have discussed about it. Okay. If a person is traveling from China to Ladakh, his need will be different. A person who is coming from US, his need will be different. right? One of my very senior professors, he shared, senior friend who is working in the hotel industry, he shared one experience with me. The Chinese tourists are very pro into to have warm water, right? That is a basic need for them. And if your hotels or homestay is not providing that, they will be dissatisfied kind of one. For example, an American is coming, they are American, French tourists, they are coming, they are more into cultural exploration, right? So this is how we define the our needs of a tourist, right? Travel history, budget also. Budget define the need, right? If I'm a budget traveler, then how can I expect to stay in a Grand Dragon, right? And my budget will decide the type of activities I'm going to participate into. समझ रहे हैं आप लोग? आप लग्जरी कल्चरल टूर करवाते हैं तो किसको सेल करोगे? मुझे जिसके पास सिर्फ है ही 10,000 नहीं करवा पाओगे ना. आप स्नो लेपर्ड फोटोग्राफी किसको कराओगे? द वन हु हैज अ गुड कैमरा और गुड क्लोथिंग ऑल्सो. विंटर में, एक्सट्रीम विंटर में यू आर सपोज टू विजिट दैट प्लेसेस. एक्सट्रीम हेल्थ, गुड हेल्थ कंडीशंस ऑल्सो. ऐसे ना हो कि बाद में आपने टूरिस्ट को उठाना ही पड़े, है ना? आप बोलोगे मैं कर दूंगा बंद इसको अपनी ट्रैवल कंपनी को, ये नहीं होता वैसे, ठीक है? सो दिस आर द थिंग्स. Religion, gender is also very important. Female has different needs, male has different needs. Generally, I'm not biased, okay? Generally, male are pro adventure. Women are also ready for adventure, but they need safety first. They consider safety first. They also want to ride motorcycle, but they need a very close, someone very close to them who is there to take care of them, right? है ना? तो if you are going to travel in Europe, you are interested in biking, so वहाँ पे कौन मिलेगा आपको? Someone personal, right? So in that context, you need that personal assistance. Clear? तो ऐसा ये सब चीजें हैं. Next, Joseph, please. Generations. You must read about generations. Different generations have a different expectations from the society, from the governance, from everything, right? For example, this. So where are you all? Gen Z, 1997 after born, right? So you are Gen Z. So just go to the next slide. So I am from the millennial and you are from the back, please. Back. I need back. So all of you are from the Gen Z. So Gen Z is a kind of person, generations, who are more into experiencing the things. They want to experience the thing. They wouldn't listen to their parents. हमें खुद करना है, बाद में वैसे टांग तोड़वा के आ जाए, ठीक है जी? तो हमें खुद करना है. They are not ready to work from 9 to 5. They want to work at their own. They are pro result centric. उन्हें आज जल्दी चाहिए. They are very aggressive for towards outputs. आज ही चाहिए मुझे. They are very innovative. They are tech savvy. They knew this word through phone, digital connectivity. Very strong digital skills, right? But lacking in patience. और हमारे जैसे कोई यहाँ 10 घंटे बैठने को बोलेगा कि 10 घंटे बैठना, हाँ ठीक है, आपको 10 घंटे बिठा के देखो. So these are the characteristics, pro adventure, right? So when you want to be either researcher, either into tourism business, this is really very important. This is really very important to study the characteristics of a generation. अब यहाँ से और क्या पता चलता है? For example, if you are going to meet someone from this millennials, तो आप as a smart person, what are you going to do? थोड़ा characteristics तो पढ़ूं मैं, क्या बोलते हैं इनके, है ना? प्रिंसिपल, माय प्रिंसिपल और माय टीचर बिलोंग टू दिस जनरेशन. थोड़ा मैं characteristics तो पढ़ूं, एक आइडिया हो जाएगा ना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if you are traveling to Tokyo, you didn't study anything, you didn't read anything, you wouldn't have any idea about that place. But before traveling to Tokyo, you just went through some local language, local restaurants, online search, you will have some idea about that thing. Similarly, if you are going to meet this kind of peoples, if you knew that your tourist is belong to which category, then it will be easy for you to develop a tourism product. Next, please. So this is the need of the tourists, especially Gen Z. They are more authenticity centric. Real चाहिए, अच्छा चाहिए. rethinking consumption pattern को they are pro planet approach है, waste नहीं करना है, food waste नहीं करना है, they are very sensitive towards the consumptions. ठीक है जी, these are socially responsible, they consider that okay we are socially responsible, ये stray dogs are, they must be feeded, no wastage of waters, reclothing, they are more into using reuse recycle kind of concepts, right? ethics के बड़े पक्के हैं, values हैं उनकी अपनी, ethics means they know very well what is right and what is wrong. Great, ठीक है, all of points matches with your generation, any contradiction, कोई contradiction, all these concept matches with your generation, पक्का? ये जो पॉइंट्स हैं आपकी जनरेशन के साथ मैच करते हैं कि नहीं करते हैं? इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक, मुझे करना है कुछ, है ना, they don't want to, like individually they are more confident, individual based. Next, so most adventurous nationalities are South African, French peoples, Mexican, Greece, USA, Portugal, Italy, Belgium, Germany, and all these things. So if you are going to develop a product for a adventure tour, then you can focus these countries. In these countries, especially the young generations. Next, this is a kind of market trends you can talk about, right? So in 1974 there were 527 tourists, total tourists in India, sorry, in Ladakh, right? In 1974 Ladakh was open to the tourists, national and international, right? So 500 were foreign, 27 were domestic. You will see this trend had changed with the passage of time, less foreigners, more domestic, and this trend had exponentially changed after which year? 2010, 10, right? When this 3D movie got launched. I think in December 2009 it got launched, and 2010 onwards it was there a boom in the tourism industry, right? In 2023 there were 525 tourists, 5,25,000 tourists, and among them 36,000 were foreigners. See, even the number of domestic tourists decreased from 22 to 23, but foreigner tourists increased. Clear? Now go ahead please. Another interesting information is in context of Ladakh, foreigner tourists travel to this place for either for adventure or either for culture. बताओ, इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है ना. 2017 में मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ टूरिज्म की स्टडी है ये. 2017 मैंने लिखा भी है कहीं शायद, ये देखो, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ टूरिज्म की 2017 की स्टडी है. इट्स नॉट माय ओन डेटा. ठीक है जी. फिर यहाँ पे एक और इंटरेस्टिंग पर्पस क्या है, पर्पस है उनका नेचर और ये सब चीजें. देखो, विच nationalities are more into Ladakh? French people, USA, Thailand, Japanese, UK, German, Australia. So you can launch an cultural tourism product or adventure tourism product, and you can target these markets, right? Clear? Next please. Type of travel, there are adventure seeker, spirituality seeker, religious seeker, gastronomical, dark tourism, photography, astrotourism. It varies. Excursionists are there, right? It is a huge. Next. So this is the basic travel motivation theory. And which theory is named? What is the name of this theory? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It says people travel for basic needs, basic psychological needs, food, shelter, clothing, right? Physical desires, right? But it was a ancient time traveling. Nowadays almost less people are traveling with this region. People travel for safety also, right? For example, nowadays this different disputes are going on across the country, and people are shifting to other countries. That is, they are traveling because of the safety reasons, right? Then we have love and belongings. You want to travel to meet your family, friends, where you feel the sense of accomplishment. with your parents. You feel so connected, content, and when you are with your parents, with your family, with your friends, right? Your loved ones, right? Then esteem, self. Actually, for some achievements we also want. For example, you are traveling to, you did an activity, bungee jumping. So bungee jumping is a kind of a achievement for you. I did it. You will flaunt among your friends, right? Okay, I had done 4,000 meters, not 4,000, but probably it is 500-meter long or something, not much, right? I don't think so. 500. It will be hardly 100-meter, probably 100-meter high. Not. There is also one bungee jumping points in chilling, before chilling, right? So it is a kind of, it gives you a sense of achievements. Self-actualization. Self-actualization is kind of a actual feeling when you feel, okay, I am made for this. Actually, purpose of life is connected with some of your self-actualization things, right? I did solo tour of the whole world. That is I did my solo tour to Afghanistan, right? Or for example, it was your dream to write a travel diary and get it published. So these are the self-actualizations. But you feel like, okay, I am something born for these things. Clear? Next, Maslow's hierarchy needs. Okay, keep it in your mind always. Travel products in the future. This is the future of your tourism products. I think you know everything except the transformative. I think these two are very important: experiential tourism and transformative tourism. For example, you are going to XYZ destination with the purpose to feel this spiritual practice, to meditation. You want to meditate, you want to attend some wellness programs. After attending such kind of experience activities, programs, you feel transformative. For example, after attending this course, you will have different perspective about tourism. I'm sure about that. That is a transformation into your personality. Okay, so people travel for this region also, right? Experiential tourism, experience. I want to experience the cultural life, village life. There you are giving them experience, right? First, and pottery. People are so much into pottery making nowadays, and activities, cooking classes. That is kind of they are learning. They are experiencing that thing. They want to sing Ladakhi song. They want to learn some Ladakhi words. That is experience. Okay, to wear the local dress and they are roaming across, right? Next, please. Okay, back please. Wellness travel. There is a difference between wellness tourism and health tourism. Wellness is a, नींद आ रही है? नहीं आ रही? इतना मीठा पढ़ाता हूं मैं, कि नींद आ जा रही है? गीता थोड़ी ना बोल रहा हूँ कि वो लामा जी के वो वचन थोड़ी ना चले हैं कि मंत्र मुग्ध है. ध्यान दो यहाँ पे थोड़ा, ठीक है? So wellness, there is a difference between wellness and health. Health tourism is related to diagnosis of your body, health or medical tourism, right? But wellness is healing of your body or purification of your soul through different activities, yoga, meditation, spiritual practices, or some others. Clear? Wellness. Longer trips, like you are traveling for 6 months, you are traveling for 10 months. There are longer trips. Workation is a very interesting concept. Workation is a kind of concept. You are working from XYZ destinations from Monday to Friday or during working days, and you are traveling around on the weekends. Okay? Clear? Active ecotourism. For example, I traveled to Bali and I participated into plantation program. That is ecotourism. Active ecotourism. Ecotourism is a traveling to a place with a purpose to explore the flora and fauna of that place with a purpose, with the educational purpose, and you are contributing towards the economic upliftment of that local community, right? But in active ecotourism, you are doing the same thing, but at the same moment you are planting also, right? Or any other activity which is protecting that flora or fauna. That is active ecotourism, right? Sustainable tourism, any tourism which is taking care of environment, economy, and socio-cultural concepts, right? Wellness can be, see, in a home there can be a room, but in a room there cannot be a home. Are you getting my point? In a home there is a room, but in a room there is no home. Same is the concept with the sustainable tourism. Sustainable tourism can comprises of a different tourism, right? And different tourisms are the a way to achieve the sustainable tourism. I want to develop Ladakh as a sustainable tourism destination. For that, you will promote a homestay tourism, cultural tourism, wellness tourism, vacations, right? So, sustainable tourism is a bigger image. Okay? समझ आ रहा नहीं आ रहा? Jorfel? Next. Vacation we have defined. Next. Staycation is also known. So, hotel plus stay. Okay. So, there are two concepts: product expansions and product innovation. Product innovation is talking about only new concept, new product, right? But product expansion is something you are adding some services to the existing product. For example, you have a homestay, you ran that homestay business for 10 years. Now you are adding up with the trekking facilities also, trekking service also. Like, okay, I will provide the trekking services to all those tourists who are staying at my place, right? That is extension of. Next, so these are the different properties in your place, Ladakh, and we have already discussed these. What are the different concept of market research? We talked about BCC yesterday. We talked about Porter's 5 forces. We talked about public domain data is also helpful for deciding the market, and one another was a very important one was which BCC we discussed. बताओ आप last कौन से थे last? Good. Blue ocean strategy and red ocean strategy. Next. Rumbak village. How many of you have been to this place? अब बाकी लद्दाख के हैं बाहर के हैं? बताओ. The only village I admire a lot is a Rumbak village. I like the business model of this place. I actually like Rumbak village. It has a hardly 10 to 12 households are there. All of those households has a 2 to 3 rooms are available under homestay scheme for the tourist. They have fixed price of 1500. Last year when I visited that place, right, 1500. Everyone is providing the same, right? And it was this concept tourism. This village was promoted by this wildlife department of Ladakh, UT Ladakh, right? Amazing village, amazing wildlife around, right? So there are 10 to 12. This is one component. It's the upper Rumbak. There is a lower Rumbak also. Few of the houses are there. So totally 10 to 12 houses are there. Now, for example, at day one there is a tourist arrival. Group of tourists reached into the village. So they will go to the very first homestay. Okay. On the next homestay day, if the tourists are coming, they don't go to the same homestay. So village has managed the concept in such a way that they will go to the next homestay. Next day it will go to the next homestay. Next homestay. Then rotation wise you will get those tourists. Right? Such a beautiful sustainable tourism concept it is. There is no unnecessary competition of marketing. Right? So this is the beauty of this village. This is the beauty of this majority of the tourism villages in Ladakh. Right? So such kind of concept you can work on. Next please. In your village, in context of your village. So, okay, I'm so fed up with this font. Tar village. How many of you have been to Tar village? Anyone? Tar village? No, none of you. Being a tourism student, you must go there. Last year we planned, but we lost it. I'm sorry for that. Tar village, it got best tourism. क्या हुआ? भूख लगी है? उसको लगी है? अच्छा, 5 मिनट दो. ठीक, last 5 minutes. Tar village got best village tourism award by Ministry of Tourism in responsible tourism context. Responsible tourism is again a way to achieve sustainable tourism. समझ आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा? क्या समझ आ रहा है? तो टार विलेज जाओ. It was an abandoned village at one point of time. In 2000, post pandemic, during pandemic, actually the people, they just went back to the villages because of the pandemic things, and they started to think about to develop that village as a tourism village. Just imagine, within 3 or 4 years of output, they got best tourism award, village award in a responsible tourism category. Just imagine, right? And they launched a very important program, back to village. So the artisans who were making some baskets in Leh city, they went back. They went back to the village and they started to make baskets there. And when tourists are coming, they are giving them that hands-on practice, and that practice is known as which kind of tourism it will be? Experiential tourism. That is experiential tourism, right? These are the clear. Next, please. They are not selling them KFC or McD or some other things. They are offering local, pure organic, authentic. Clear? Please back. This is he is building some local, maybe some chair or something, sitting thing. Tourists will come and they will experience it. They will enjoy. It is memorable experience for local foods. This is another handicrafts, oils. All these are the products they are offered to the tourist. Right? Next, please. So there are farm stay concept is the local concept. You are whatever a local is eating, they are offering it to the tourist. Nothing else, no difference. Right? And people are liking it. And it got a best tourism village award in a responsible tourism category. Next, look at this. Back. Can you see that room? Very local lamp. Right? They are not offering them sleep bells, cushions or something else. It's normal things. Right? This is the concept. Go ahead. This is Amaju is they are actually the leading this campaign. Okay? They are, and he's passed out, I think, from Secmol. Okay? So adventure, village explore workshops on see there basket building experience. आपको तो आता है, yeah, the people who are from this place, they know it, but there are many others from the rest of the world who don't know to do this. Next, see, they are providing, they have already scheduled the programs. Sunday 23rd June they are conducting these trekking tours, Ladakhi cuisine workshop. Have you ever imagined this can be a tourism product? आपने कभी सोचा है कि ऐसा ये टूरिज्म प्रोडक्ट हो सकते थे? नजुमा, सईदा ने तो सोचा होगा. हाँ देखो, ठीक है, ये सब चीजें हैं, लोगों को इसी चीजों में दे आर एंजॉय द बेसिक्स. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, this is an NEP, and see, very to be crisp and short, the future is of multidisciplinary research. Tourism education is a multidiscipline based. You study geography, you study management, right? You're studying planning, right? You study history, you study culture, right? Multiple subjects, multiple disciplines are there. Okay, so in national education policy there are concepts to build multidisciplinary research universities. Government is saying there must be a multidisciplinary college at least in every district of the country, and by 2030 they want to develop it the country as a more towards the multidisciplinary research. So it is important to focus on a research which is a multidisciplinary. For example, you are from tourism, then try to study on the behavior of a psychology of tourist. So that is a kind of your transdisciplinary research, interdisciplinary research. Okay, next, These are the basic concept. And when you will go through this document, National Education Policy Framework 2020, there are 72 times they have used a multidisciplinary word. So you can imagine how much important it is. Right? Government has opened up the space to study the subject of your choice from in the colleges. Now even your degrees wouldn't be named as a Bachelor of Science, so it is removed there. Now bachelor degrees, okay, or bachelor degree in research. This is the name, which is a inclusive, which shows the inclusivity of multidisciplinary approach, right? So these are the few things which is government taking care of, and by 2030 higher education institutions shall aim to become multidisciplinary institutions and must focus on student strength in thousands. Like it should not be like limited to 100 or something. It is a bigger number must be there. Clear? So upcoming word is for upcoming time is for tourism research in multidisciplinary area, right? And you must focus on this national education framework and try to develop your skills accordingly. Thank you so much. Any question, please? Question? पूछो नहीं पूछना